Hello everyone, this is Just a Dad. Today I'm going to do a review on this AEVO milk frother. Model number ACZ0020 or O. Okay, so this milk frother uses like magnetism to turn the frothing, and there's no electrical connections on the actual where the milk goes. So we're going to open up this lid. There's the whisk that's going to do the frothing. Here's the cup. It's got two marks. It's got a max and a milk max. So the lower max line is 4 ounces. The upper max line is 10 ounces. So it's also going to heat the milk through this heating element right here on top, so this will become hot. It's got a power button, a froth button, and a cappuccino and a hot milk button. I'm going to show you how to use those. On the bottom, it's 120 volts, 50 to 60 hertz, 570 watts. It's got a really nice long cord, and it's 42 inches long, and it's a 3-prong cord. Let's go over measurements. So the base sits around 5 inches, and height-wise, it's almost 7.5. So what I like about these milk frothers is the cup that holds the milk and does the frothing doesn't have any electrical connections in it whatsoever. I can put this in the dishwasher. It's dishwasher safe. I can clean this. I can immerse this in water. I'm not going to get anything electrical wet. Now this part here, I can only rinse off with a damp cloth. You're just going to lightly wipe it off. Somebody's been peeking around. Was that a good treat? So I will be frothing some 2% milk. It recommends whole milk. It recommends anything with a fat content higher than 3% or higher. So 2% doesn't have enough fat content, but that's what I typically use. I'm also going to be trying almond milk and skim milk in it. Okay, so it's got a power button. You turn it on. First, you got to turn it on. Now the beeps are kind of loud, and there's no way of turning the beeps off. So each button serves as a double function. So if I press it once, here's a little diagram that explains those buttons. So if I press that to the left button once, I get a warm cappuccino. If I press it twice, I get a cool cappuccino. On the right-hand button, if I press it once, I get a hot latte. If I press it twice, it's just going to warm the milk. It's not going to froth it. So again, if I just press it once, you're going to get a warm. Let me start over. If I press it twice, it turns blue. Then let's go over here. Press it once. It'll do a cappuccino hot. Press it again. If I press it twice, it turns like a yellow. It's not going to froth the milk, but it will warm the milk. So again, this cup, it sits on the base pretty good. It's got this lid. There is a seal on it. The frother, the whisk. It's a little tricky how if you ever want to take this out, you got to pull this top part off. And then there's a little rubber washer you got to take off. And then the whisk will come down through the bottom and you can take it apart. But normally you're supposed to keep it together. This just snaps on. So one thing I've noticed you do have to keep clean is you want to make sure that this whisk can move, because sometimes it is going to move up and down on the shaft, and that's what you want. And same with this little shaft here, it needs to be free to move. Sometimes milk can get in there and kind of jam that up. So again, once we get started, the milk's going to get hot. We're going to do a hot cappuccino. And again, this surface right here is going to get hot. So let's pour our milk in. I like that the marks are very easy to see. And again, this is about 4 ounces. We've got to put the lid on because the lid has the whisk in it. It does beep at you when you first put it on. Okay, let's press the button once on the left-hand side. Let's do a hot latte. So while it's frothing, it's not very loud. And I'm going to time it how long it takes. But we can see it's frothing right there. So the outside of this cup is getting a little warm. So the milk inside there is getting around 153 so far. Okay, it does beep at you when it's done. And that took about 2 minutes and 25 seconds because I started that a little slow. Okay, so let's see how it did. Okay, that's some nice, rich Again, this is just 2% milk. They recommend 3% or higher. And that's got a lot of froth. Yeah, that's nice, rich and creamy. Okay, so you can see you end up with, there's your separation. You've got your like warm milk, your kind of espresso here in the middle, and then there's a whole bunch of foam. So this is some pretty dense, kind of rich foam. So let's go over cleanup. Again, this is dishwasher safe. This is dishwasher safe too, but I like to just rinse this off with a brush with some soap and water. Okay, so cleanup is very easy. I like the coating. This is like a really thick non-stick coating. And the milk doesn't stick to it at all. Okay, so even though I'm filling it up to the max, that's the max line for frothing. You can put less milk in there than that. Okay, so now let's do a cold latte. First you got to turn it on. Press this twice, it'll turn blue. And now it's going to froth it cold. It will not heat it up. Okay, so you get 3 beeps, 1.5 minutes for cold froth milk. Okay, so let's open it up. There's the cold froth milk. So you don't get quite as much froth when you do it cold. Again, I'm only using 2% milk. So you can see the foam is quite a bit smaller. Okay, so let's try some fat-free milk. Now again, this product does not claim it can froth fat-free milk, but let's see how it does. Okay, so the fat-free milk is done. So it does a pretty good job with the fat-free milk. I was expecting not much at all. So we got some nice, rich, creamy foam. Yeah, that looks really good. Let's pour a little coffee in there to see. Yeah, we've got a nice, lots of foam on that. And again, it's really nice and rich and creamy, the foam. Okay, so I've got some unsweetened almond milk. Let's try some almond milk. Okay, so let's see how it did. You know, not as much froth, I don't think, but still it's got some creamy froth on there. Let's add a little bit of coffee. Wow, that got a lot of froth with that. So even this almond milk is kind of a nice, rich, creamy froth. Okay, so one last test. I've got it filled up with just 2% milk. We're going to heat the milk. I've got it filled to the max line, which is 10 ounces. You're going to turn it on. You got to hit this button twice, and it turns like a orange. It's not going to froth it. It's just going to heat the milk up. So when it's just doing the milk heating, it is very quiet. You can hardly tell that it's running. Okay, so it takes right at 3 minutes to heat the milk. So you do get a little, hardly any at all froth. Yeah, not really any froth at all. Let's check the temperature of that milk really quick. So it cooled off pretty quick, but it's around 140. Yeah, about 140. Okay, so this first cup was the 2% milk. Here was the almond milk. You can see it's a little bit different, but the froths or the foam is about the same. And here's the fat-free milk. Here's the cold latte. You can see the foam, it pretty much melted away. And here's just the hot milk. So this is a very nice milk frother. Again, I like that it's so easy to clean up. That's the best part about these milk frothers is this part you don't really wash with soap and water. You're just going to have to wipe it down and be careful. This does get hot. You're just going to wipe this down a little bit, but this you can put in the dishwasher. That's what makes these milk frothers so nice. Thanks everybody for watching.